The AK Brothers presents Silence, True Crime Music Stories. And I'm your host, Romeo Mastin. And today we're talking about the king of pop, Michael Jackson. I'll never forget the day he passed away. You know, phones were buzzing. People were calling me. It was all over the news. I remember exactly where I was that day we lost the king of pop. And everyone was saying, is it true? Is Michael Jackson really dead? Well, unfortunately, this news was true. And he passed away on that day. And it changed my life. I don't know about you, but now we're going to go deep into it of what happened to Michael Jackson. And this is The King is Dead.
Following program contains disturbing content and reenactments based on real events. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, I'm going to introduce to you Mr. Jermaine Jackson, and he's going to read a statement, and if you please, there will be no question. Jermaine?
This is hard. My brother, the legendary king of pop, Michael Jackson, passed away on Thursday, June 25th, 2009 at 2:26 p.m. It is believed he suffered cardiac arrest in his home. However, the cause of his death is unknown until results of the autopsy are known.
June 25th, 2009. Michael Jackson, the most famous man on earth, lay unconscious in a rented mansion on North Carolwood Drive, just weeks away from his This Is It tour.
Sir, we have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing yet. He's not breathing, and we're trying to pump him, but he's not.
Okay. Okay, how old is he?
He's 50 years old, sir.
50?
The doctors are the only one here.
Okay, so the doctor see what happened?
Doctor, did you see what happened, sir? Sir, you just, if you can please.
We're on our way. We're on our way. I'm just passing these questions on to my paramedics while they're on the way there, sir.
Thank you, sir. He's pumping his chest, but he's not responding to anything, sir. Please.
Okay.
It would later be revealed that Jackson's personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, had administered a dangerous cocktail of sedatives, including propofol, a powerful anesthetic meant for hospitals, not bedrooms. At 2:26 p.m., Michael Jackson was pronounced dead. Shock, disbelief, and questions no one could answer.
I just need to be here surrounded by positive people who share my sentiment, you know, and can really understand this.
I'm still here for the Jacksons through and through, you know, and sadly right to the end.
That's why it hurts, because it's like someone all my life, the Jackson family, the Jackson Five, and it really hurts.
But before the tragedy, there was history. Born in 1958 in Gary, Indiana, Michael Joseph Jackson rose from a tiny home to the biggest stages on the planet. At just 10 years old, Michael led the Jackson 5 with a voice that shattered barriers. Songs like I Want You Back and ABC turned five brothers into superstars overnight. But it was his solo career that launched him into immortality. Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad. Michael wasn't just the biggest artist in the world, he was the blueprint. Music videos weren't just promos anymore, they were events. On May 16th, 1983, live on Motown 25, Michael unveiled a move that defied gravity, the moonwalk. He had learned it from a street dancer named Casper Kennedy.
Originally it was my job, so we had a thing called the escalator where you move in place and kind of drift back a little bit. But I just remember Mike sitting on the edge of the stage and he's going like, wow, that's great, cool. And I said, yeah, well, you can get up and do this. And I leaped off the stage, that's it. Came and grabbed the bottom of my shoes and started lifting, what's on the soles? What kind of soul do you have? You've just gotten to really wanted to know what's making me glide like this. That's when I want to make sure I have the right shoes for it. I want to do whatever it takes to get that move in the way that looked right there.
But behind the sparkle glove and the spotlight, Michael longed for childhood.
And so it was that we came back to our meeting at Neverland with 12-year-old Gavin. I'd found this easily the most disturbing moment of the past 8 months.
The 2003 Martin Bashir documentary revealed a man fragile, misunderstood, and often defensive.
When you're talking about children, we met Gavin. And it was a great privilege to meet Gavin because he's had a lot of suffering in his life.
Yeah.
When Gavin was there, he talked about the fact that he shares your bedroom.
Yes.
Can you understand why people would worry about that?
Because they're ignorant.
But is it really appropriate for a 44-year-old man to share a bedroom with a child who is not related to him at all?
That's a beautiful thing.
That's not a worrying thing?
Why should it be worrying? Who's the criminal? Who's Jack the Ripper in the room?
His marriage to Lisa Marie Presley was brief, a glimpse of normalcy, quickly swallowed by the chaos of fame. Neverland became both sanctuary and fortress. Michael's isolation deepened.
Some would say things may have changed for Michael around 1992, 1993. Because in 1992, Michael Jackson, driving his own car, the car breaks down. Goes to a mechanic's willing to fix it for Michael Jackson. However, he's asking, will you reach out to my son? And Michael, being the king of pop that he is, he did that in an honest way. But it led to a friendship that some people felt very uncomfortable with. Like the father, not the stepfather, but the father. And as a result, a lawsuit occurred.
In 1993, Michael was accused of child molestation. The case never went to trial, settled out of court for $23 million. But a decade later, the accusations returned, and this time it went to trial. 14 charges, a 13-year-old accuser. The world watched every detail. After months of testimony, Michael was acquitted. Not guilty on every count, but his image, his health, and his trust were shattered. By 2009, Jackson planned his grand comeback. This is it. 50 sold-out shows at London's O2 Arena. Tickets vanished in hours. On stage, in rehearsals, Michael looked like he still had the magic.
You have waited long enough. 750 million album sales, 13 Grammys. London welcomes the King of Pop, Mr. Michael Jackson.
This is it. I mean, this is really it. This is the final curtain call. Okay? And I'll see you in July.
But behind the curtain, he relied on painkillers and sedatives just to sleep. On June 25th, the comeback ended before it began. At the center was Dr. Conrad Murray, Michael's personal physician. Murray had built a reputation as a capable cardiologist, but his past was marked by financial troubles and lawsuits. He was burdened by debts, back child support, and unpaid loans. Pressures that would later cast a shadow over his decision-making as Michael's doctor. In Michael's final days, Murray administered the powerful anesthetic propofol inside the singer's private bedroom. A drug never intended for home use. The decision proved fatal. Michael's family refused to let the story end there. They pursued criminal charges, pressing prosecutors to hold Murray accountable.
He said he tried lots of other drugs, but that the pop star demanded propofol. On the day he died, Conrad Murray said he gave Jackson 25 milligrams of it at 10:40 in the morning. 911 was called less than 2 hours after that. Michael Jackson's death is officially ruled a homicide. In February 2010, Dr. Conrad Murray is charged with involuntary manslaughter. He pleads not guilty.
Dr. Murray did not cause the death of Michael Jackson.
That would be up to a jury to decide. In September 2011, more than 2 years after Michael Jackson's death, Conrad Murray goes to trial. Jackson's former head of logistics testifies Murray was hiding vials at Jackson's home before paramedics arrived.
He reached over and grabbed a handful of vials, and then he reached out to me and said, "Here, put these in a bag."
Murray's own iPhone recording of Jackson from May 10, 2009 was played in court. Jackson sounds wasted and is slurring his words. Listen.
I love them because I didn't have a childhood. I had no childhood. I feel their pain. I feel their hurt.
Dr. Murray's interview with detectives is also played for the jury.
I needed to go to the bathroom. Then I came back to his bedside and I was stunned in the sense that he wasn't breathing.
On November 7, 2011, Dr. Conrad Murray is found guilty of involuntary manslaughter and sentenced to 4 years in prison. But it doesn't end there. Michael Jackson's mother and children are bringing a wrongful death lawsuit against AEG, the concert promoter for Jackson's doomed comeback tour. Katherine Jackson says AEG is to blame for the loss of her son. The whole case may hinge on an email written just 11 days before Michael Jackson's death. It could be a smoking gun. In the email, AEG's CEO tells the show's director to remind Dr. Murray what is expected of him and that AEG is paying his salary. Jackson's family believes AEG pressured Murray, even threatened his $150,000 a month job as the singer's personal physician. All so Michael Jackson could rehearse despite his fragile health.
Yet even amid scandal and sorrow, Michael Jackson's legacy towers above. He was more than a performer. He was a cultural force who reshaped music, fashion, dance, and philanthropy. From the Motown stage as a child to breaking global records with Thriller, Michael united generations with his voice, his artistry, and his vision. Michael Joseph Jackson, the King of Pop. May he forever rest in peace.